For those who do not know, New Zealand is a country located in the southern hemisphere, on the continent of Oceania or Australia. The country is fairly small, with a population of 4 million, smaller than that of Singapore. The majority of the population lives in Auckland and the North Island, with the rest being spread out across the country. New Zealand's population is classified as an aging one. This means that a large portion of the population is above 65 years old, or quickly approaching this age. Aging populations are a problem similarly faced around the world by other countries, like Japan, Germany, and Italy. For New Zealand, 14.94% of the population is currently over 65 years of age. The majority of the population is in the economically active portion. This part of the population is people aged 15 to 64. People over the age of 65 and under the age of 14 are considered dependents. But what does that mean? Well, dependents, as opposed to the economically active, cannot make a wage for themselves. In the case of those who are above 65, it is because they have likely retired. For those under 14, they cannot work yet. The dependency ratio shows how much of the population relies on the economically active. New Zealand has a dependency ratio of 54, more than half the population. While this number may seem very high, New Zealand is still far behind other more severe countries mentioned above: Japan, Italy, Germany, and others. The problem in New Zealand's case is that when the current economically active population ages to retirement, they may not have enough children to fill the place, and the dependency ratio may grow to a far more severe number. Here in the population pyramid of 2016, you can see it's fairly typical for that of a more economically developed country, or MEDC. This specific pyramid shape is known as contracting. A contracting pyramid is one that represents a country with high life expectancy, low death rate, and low birth rate. New Zealand has a high life expectancy of 81.2 years at birth. This means that more people live to be retired above 65 years old. Right now, 65.31% of the population is economically active, but they will age to be dependent soon enough. The main cause for alarm about aging populations is the cost for healthcare. As people age, their immune systems begin to fail and decrease in strength, allowing for more diseases to be prevalent in them. This in turn drives up healthcare costs by a significant amount, resulting in economic issues for the whole country. This would mean a larger economy would be required to sustain such enormous healthcare. And as New Zealand is a small country with a population of under 5 million, this is unlikely with the amount of people. The New Zealand government has created some incentives for family starting. These incentives include tax breaks, parental tax, and paid leave. Paid leave is paid for by the government and is to make up for the loss of money earned from regular jobs while on maternity leave. This fee would match the pay from work. If the parent isn't able to leave their work while caring for a young child, they are eligible for a parental tax, granting up to $220 a week to assist in care for the child for the first 10 weeks after birth. As a parent, you cannot receive both parental tax and paid leave, but you can be eligible for both and would have to choose which would work better for your situation. Some other proposed policies include prioritizing ensuring stable futures for children, universal health care for children, and more benefits to forming families. Also, policies with immigration include trying to get more economically active workers in the country to bolster the economy. While the population of older people in New Zealand is not at an alarming rate yet, the future may be dire unless the population can increase and more economically active people are introduced.